आजा रे आज खेलन आजा आजा रे आजू खिलन होरी आजा आजा रे
आजू चली खिलन होरी लखू
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 लली संग लख लख गोरी आजा आजा रे
ललितांग लख लख गोरी आजा आजा रे
लली संग 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 लख लख गोरी आजा आजा रे
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 आजा रे आजा रे आजा आजा रे आजू खेलन होरी आजा आजा रे
आजा आजा रे आजू खेलन होरी आजा आजा रे
आजा आजा रे आजू खेलन होरी आजा आजा रे
आजा आजा रे आजू खेलन होरी आजा आजा रे
तेरी सखान कान्ह कावना ललकारती ब्रज की छोरी आजा आजा रे
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 आजा रे आजा रे आजा आजा रे
होली
आजा आजा रे
आजा आजा रे आजू खेलन होरी आजा आजा रे
आजा आजा रे आजू खेलन होरी आजा आजा रे
आजा आजा रे आजू खेलन होरी आजा आजा रे
संग
सखन सखीन आरु कुंवर कुंवरी संग
सखन सखीन आरु कुंवर कुंवरी संग
सखन सखीन आरु कुंवर कुंवरी संग
भई होरी की झकझोरी आजा आजा रे
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 आजा रे आजा रे आजा आजा रे आज
होली है
आजा रे
आजा आजा रे आज खेलन होरी आजा आजा रे
आजा आजा रे आज खेलन होरी आजा आजा रे
आजा आजा रे आज खेलन होरी आजा आजा रे
लाल गुलाल रंग पिचकारी न
लाल गुलाल रंग पिचकारीन
कीच मची गावर होरी आजा आजा रे
कीच मची गहवर होली आजा आजा रे
कीच मची गावर खोरी आजा आजा रे
कीच मची गहवर खोरी आजा आजा रे
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 आजा रे आजा रे आजा आजा रे आज
होली है
आजा रे
आजा आजा रे आज खेलन होली आजा आजा रे
आजा आजा रे आज खेलन होरी आजा आजा रे
आजा आजा रे आज खेलन होली आजा आजा रे
मन सुख मन कछु सूझ ठिठोरी
मन सुख मन कछु सूझती ठोरी
कहियो सखन सुनियो मोर आजा रे
कहो सखन सुनियो मोरी आजा आजा रे
कहो सखन सुनियो मोरी आजा आजा रे
कहो सखन सुनियो मोरी आजा आजा रे
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 आजा रे आजा रे आजा आजा रे आज
होली है
आजा रे
आजा आजा रे आजू खेलन होली आजा आजा रे
आजा आजा रे आज खेलन होली आजा आजा रे
आजा आजा रे आजू खेलन होली आजा आजा रे
लाला बंध्यो हारी लाली
लाला बांध्यो हारी लाली ते
भाजऊ सब अपनी पोरी आजा आजा रे
आज सब अपनी होली आजा आजा रे
भाजऊ सब अपनी पोरी आजा आजा रे
आज हम सब अपनी होली आजा आजा रे
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 आजा रे आजा रे आजा आजा रे आज
होली है
आजा रे
आजा आजा रे आजू खेलन होली आजा आजा रे
आजा आजा रे आज खेलन होली आजा आजा रे
आजा आजा रे आजू खेलन होली आजा आजा रे
जब लौला ला कहत झूठ या
लाला कहत झूठ
तब भजो सखन दोरी आजा आजा रे
कब भजो सखन दोरी आजा आजा रे
अबला भजो सखन दोरी आजा आजा रे
सखन दोरी आजा आजा रे
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 आजा रे आजा रे आजा आजा रे आज रे
होली है
आजा रे
आजा आजा रे आजू खेलन होली आजा आजा रे
आजा आजा रे आज खेलन होली आजा आजा रे
आजा आजा रे आजू
अली सब बोलो वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की राधे राधे everyone.
राधे राधे बोलिए हो 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 louder. We are here celebrating the grand festival of Holi. Ho 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 ho. There you go. Happy Holi to all of you all. We have a beautiful lineup of a program here, and we will start with Swami Nikhilanandji's talk about the significance of Holi. Following that, we will have our cultural program, Leela and dances, and then we will do a parikrama from the here to the outside with our special guest. And outside then we will have the Aarti offered at, to Radha Krishna outside in the shrine. And so, you know, and after that we will have the Holi around 5:30, 5:45. And of course after that will be our sacred holy fire. We have kids games as well as the food booths open, and also the clothes and the jewelry vendors. So please go and check them out and grab some yummy food while you're there. Our special Holi sponsors are New York Life, Vegan Outreach, Doomra Insurance, Panache Boutique, Nazia's Indian Collection, Rani Zaver, Karamjit Fashions, V4U Retails, and our RMD gift store. So please be sure to stop by. And of course, all the lineup of the program is also on the flyers that you must have received. And before I invite Ashay to give a little brief on Swami Nikhilanandji, I would please request you all to come forward so that we can have more people sitting in too. So please move forward. And now I'd like to invite Ashay to say a few words about Swami Nikhilanandji.
Radhe Radhe and happy Holi to everyone. I'm very pleased to introduce Swami Nikhilanandji. Swami Nikhilanandji is a disciple and sannyasi teacher of Jagadguru Sri Kripalaji Maharaj, and for over 20 years has dedicated his life to teaching the deepest aspects of Sanatan Dharma found in the vast Vedic scriptures. With an innate ability to bring the most intricate and complex divine philosophy to his audience, he tirelessly teaches to adults and youth alike. Swamiji is able to help everyone understand how to practice the universal teachings of Hinduism, devotion and meditation. He is one of the managing members of Jagadguru Kripalu Parishad, Radha Madhav Dham, Austin, Texas, and Radha Govinda Dham, New York, Dallas, and Los Angeles. So if you could please give your utmost attention and kindly turn off your mobile phones, we hope that you could benefit immensely from Swamiji's lecture on Holi. And now I would like to invite Anup Bhaiya to garland Swami Nikhilanandji. Radhe Radhe. Radhe.
Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnur Gurur Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahma तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। यस्यैकनि श्वसितकालमथावलम्ब्य जीवन्ति लोमविलजा जगदण्डनाथा। विष्णुर्महान् स इह यस्य कलाविशेषो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि। यो ब्रह्माणं विदधाति पूर्वं यो वै वेदांश्च प्रहिणोति तस्मै तद्वंह देवमात्मबुद्धिप्रकाशम् मुमुक्षुर्वै शरणमहं प्रपद्ये। The divine souls, we've all gathered here today to celebrate Holi, and when we think of Holi, we think of throwing colors on each other. But before we do that, we should also take a little bit of time to reflect upon the deeper spiritual meaning of Holi. Many people know that Holi, the actual day of Holi, is the day that the great devotee Prahlad was saved from death in a fire by Supreme God. Let's understand some of the philosophy related with this. I'll not go into too much of the details of the story because as soon as I'm done, you're going to see a Leela performance by some of our devotees and the whole performance is going to show you, demonstrate to you the details of the story as well as much of the philosophy. So let us start with Bhakta Prahlad. He was very young. You can say he was born as a devotee of God, even though he was born into the family of Rakshas. His father was a great Asur king, Hiranyakashipu. His uncle, his father's younger brother, was Hiranyaksh. Now Hiranyaksh had been killed by Supreme God, Shri Krishna, who had come in the form of a divine boar. Hiranyaksh had been going around the world challenging everybody, looking for a fight, unnecessary. He had great might, and he was using his might to harm others. So Bhagwan came and struck him down. Ever since then, his older brother, Hiranyakashipu, he was the sworn enemy of Bhagwan Vishnu, Bhagwan Krishna. And he said, you know, he's hiding from me, he's hiding in his divine abode. Just let him come in front of me and I'll show him. If he wants to fight, he should come and fight with me. So his whole life he was just waiting for a chance to fight against Bhagwan Shri Krishna. And he terrorized not only the earth but even Swarg. He kicked Indra off his throne up in Swarg. He took over Swarg. And he forbid anyone from worshipping God because Bhagwan Krishna was his sworn enemy, so no one should worship God. I am God. So in this way, he terrorized the earth. And yet in his very family, one of the greatest devotees ever, Prahlad, took birth. Back in those days, as you know, they had gurukuls. So just like nowadays, in a few places in India, sometimes people send their young children to go and learn in the gurukul. kind of like a spiritual boarding school, you can say. So they had boarding schools for the Asur boys and girls as well. So all the boys were sent to one location to learn how to be a proper demon. To learn what is Asur Dharma. Asur means a demon. So Prahlad, I mean, it was contrary to his nature. He was a natural devotee of God. So he went over there and he was polite. He listened to the teachers. But in his mind, he only did devotion to Sri Krishna all the time. And one day when his father sat him on his lap, when Prahlad got a chance to visit his home, his father happened to ask him, "Oh, my son, why don't you tell me something that you learned over there at school? Like you do with your kids. What did you learn today at school?" That type of thing. So Prahlad said, "Oh, father, I just learned to remember Bhagwan Hari all the time." Hiranyakashipu was shocked. He took him off of his lap. And it was almost like someone had electrocuted him. Like, what? My own son? Speaking like this of my enemy? It can't be. So he called the teachers over there at the school and he scolded them and he said, "How dare you teach my boy such things? Is this what you're teaching over there in the school?" And Prahlad, the teachers assured him, no, we're not teaching him that. We don't know where he's getting such ideas. We're teaching him proper demon behavior. So anyway, his father thought nothing of it, sent him back to school. And it so happened that one day the teachers had somewhere else they had to be, so no one came to teach that day. So all the boys started playing, and Prahlad thought, "Oh, this is a good time for us to have some spiritual discussions." He's only 6 years old at this time. And he says, "Oh, friends, we'll play in a little bit. First, come and sit with me." And they all sat down, and Prahlad started talking to them about devotion to Krishna. What else? Etavanev lokesmin punsah swartha parasmrita ekanta bhaktir govinde yat sarvatra tadikshanat. The shloka is from the Bhagavat Mahapuran. So Prahlad says to his friends, "Oh, my friends, do you know that your true self-interest," because here in the demon Gurukul, you're being taught to fulfill your self-interest at all cost, right? Even if it harms others. That's what they teach. So he said, "Do you know that your true self-interest, your highest self-interest, param swarth, can only be fulfilled by doing devotion to Govinda? Ekanta bhaktir govinde. Only by devotion to Sri Krishna can you attain perfect happiness. You can't get happiness no matter how much power or wealth you accumulate in this world," which is what demons try to do. So the boys were listening. And they were thinking, okay, he has a point, but we should probably wait until later in our life. We're just boys. Let us enjoy being children. Prahlad said, "Don't you know? You have no guarantee of growing up to be an adult, or even a teenager, let alone an adult or an elder. Kaumar acharit pragyo dharman bhagavataniha." Bhagavatam. He said, "Oh boys, start devotion now. Who knows when this body will be taken from you? Start devotion now so that you make some progress before you pass away." So in this way, Prahlad was giving very wise advice to the boys. Do devotion to Krishna. You can attain perfect happiness, and don't wait until you're old. Start now. You don't even know if you'll live to be 10 years old, let alone 100. Start doing devotion now. They had these discussions, and then they had some games, enjoyed the rest of their day without the teachers. But eventually word got back to the teachers what type of discussions happened on that day. So the teachers became very fearful, because what if now everybody starts talking like this and word gets back to our king, Hiranyakashipu, he's going to have all of us killed? So they scolded Prahlad very hard. Don't ever talk to the boys like this. Prahlad is just sitting quietly. He always had his mind in Krishna, so nothing ever bothered him. Some more time went by. Again, he was visiting home. He sits on his father's lap. His father is holding him lovingly, and he says, "Oh, my boy, Prahlad, can you tell me, how do you like to spend your time? Tell me something that you like to do." And he says, "Oh, yes, father, I'll tell you. Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Padasevanam Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Sakhyamatma Nivedanam." Bhagavat. He described 9 ways of worshipping Shri Krishna. I like to hear his divine virtues and names being sung, and his leelas being told. I like to sing his names and virtues. I like to do kirtan. I like to do smaran. I like to just remember him all the time. And on and on and on he went, telling him the 9 main forms of devotion. His father lost it. He said, "This boy is incorrigible. If you insist on praising and worshiping my enemy, then you are my enemy. You are not my son." He took him off of his lap and he called the guards. He said, "Guards, bring your weapons and kill this boy." Now, a lot of people want to know, how do I get some feeling of security? How do I get some feeling of happiness that can't be disturbed by what's going on in the outer world? See, we all look for stability and security in this world. We want our finances to be stable. We want everything to be insured. We want our relationships to be stable. We don't want any upheaval in our life, or change, or loss. Because what happens when that happens? We feel sad and disappointed. But you can't find stability in this world. It's not the nature of the world. Everything is temporary. Everything's going to end one day. And if it doesn't end, at least it will be taken from you. You'll lose it. So the true stability and happiness comes from inside. Prahlad had that because his mind was attached to Shri Krishna all the time. He never forgot Shri Krishna. So even though the guards came at him with the weapons, he wasn't bothered. Now, none of us are at that level. But imagine, even some attachment of our mind to Shri Krishna will cause us to be less affected by what's happening in our life. You can't control everything in your life, but you can control your thinking and your attachments. Now, Prahlad was at such a high level that he was imperturbed. It didn't bother him in the least to see the guards coming towards him with swords to chop him. He just sat there or stood there thinking of Krishna, just remembering him. And what happened? Krishna protected him. Now, Prahlad didn't ask him for protection. He's not like us. Every little thing that happens, "Oh God, please help me." The rest of the time we forget about him. Prahlad remembered him all the time with no demand. Even when he's staring death in the face, these soldiers are coming at him with weapons, he didn't ask for protection. He said, whatever is going to happen is going to happen. I'm just going to keep remembering Shri Krishna. And Krishna protected him. Those swords couldn't even make a mark on his skin. And so it went as they tried many different ways to kill him, from throwing him off a mountain, or having him trampled by an elephant, or bitten by poisonous snakes, or drowned in the ocean. Nothing worked. So in the end, his father decided, okay, my sister Holika, she has a boon not to be burnt by fire, so let us have her sit in a big fire holding this boy. And even that didn't work. You're going to see all of this performed in the Leela coming up. Again, the fire couldn't burn Prahlad because his mind was 100% in Shri Krishna. And Shri Krishna said, no, it's not your time to go. So the fire was like a cool breeze to Prahlad, and it burnt Holika, which is where the name Holi comes from. The day of Holi is the day that Holika got burnt and Prahlad was saved. So in the end, his father said, I'm going to put an end to this boy myself. They're there in the palace, a huge palace with huge kambhe, I forget the English word for that. Pillars, yes. Huge pillars in this massive palace. And Hiranyakashipu says, boy, you've come to the end of your life now, and no one's going to come and save you. Your Hari, your Vishnu, he's not going to come and save you here. You think he would come into the home of a Rakshas like me? No, God doesn't live in my home. And Prahlad said, oh, Father, he does. He lives everywhere. He even lives in your heart, in your soul. He says, oh, yes. Is he in this pillar too? Yes, Father, he's everywhere. So he took his gada. Again, I forget the word for his mace. He took his mace and he slammed it into that pillar with all of his might. And keep in mind, he had the strength to even defeat Indra. More strength than 10,000 elephants. So he smashed his mace into that pillar. And it exploded, but not just from the impact of his mace. It exploded because Shri Krishna appeared out of that pillar. Prakat ho gaye. And in front of Hiranyakashipu, he took the form of half lion from the head to the waist as a ferocious lion, and from the legs down as a man. And he killed him. What boon he had and how he killed him, you'll hear about all of this during the Leela. But the point I wanted to make is that Prahlad showed everybody, including his father, God is everywhere. It doesn't matter whether the place is pure or impure, the home of a saint or a Rakshas. God resides everywhere, in living beings, in inert objects. He lives in every particle of this universe. So on Holi, we can remember that this Leela took place. This Leela teaches us, first of all, to remember God all the time if we want to feel happy and secure, no matter what's happening in our outer life. Not to ask God for anything. Even when Hiranyakashipu, after Hiranyakashipu got killed, Narsingh Bhagwan, Shri Krishna in that form as half man, half lion, he told his devotee Prahlad to ask for a boon. Imagine if God was standing before you saying, I'm giving you a boon. In other words, one wish. Wish for anything you want and I'll make it so. Imagine, what would you ask for? $1 trillion, to be the emperor of the world, to be the most beautiful or most handsome person in the world. I mean, we could probably come up with some amazing things to ask for, and yet a 7-year-old boy, Prahlad, showed us the true example of devotion. When he was told to ask for something, he said, Kamanam hridya sanroham bhavatastu vrine varam. Bhagavat. He said, make my mind such that I never think of asking you for anything. This is the only boon I want from you. I just want to be your humble devotee, your humble servant. So I want to serve you for your happiness, not ask you things for me. You can give me or not give me according to your discretion, but I'm not going to ask you anything. So we learn to remember God all the time. We learn not to ask God for material things, but just to love Him. And we learn to be conscious of the fact that we are never alone. If Shri Krishna was even living in the house of Hiranyakashipu, that means He's always with us. He was even living in the pillar in the palace of Hiranyakashipu. So where could we go where He would not be accompanying us? He's everywhere. So we should always remember we're not alone. Then we'll feel safe and happy, and we also won't do any wrong things on purpose because we'll remember God is watching. And finally, on this holy day, let us remember that it was on this day where we remember and honor Prahlad that Radha Krishna also introduced on this earth a great way of celebrating Holi and bringing in the spring season, although technically spring started 6 weeks ago on Vasant Panchami. But they said this is a colorful time of year, so let us play with colors. Let us throw colors on each other. But what do those colors represent? I'm not talking between us, between Radha Krishna and their devotees, and Radha Krishna. What do those colors represent? Pure devotion, pure bhakti, pure love, just like Prahlad had, without demand, just total loving attachment of the mind to Radha Krishna. So you should also think, today we're going to play Holi with each other. However, we should remember Radha Krishna are also here. They're omnipresent in this world, and they're certainly here on the divine grounds of Radha Madhav Dham. So why not try to feel them with you out there playing Holi? And think about when will that day come when I will be as faithful as Prahlad, so my beloved Radha Krishna will appear before me, and then I can play Holi with them. I can throw the colors of my bhakti on them, and they will drench me in the color of their love for me. When will that day come? This is the true meaning of playing Holi. This is the true meaning of the colors on Holi. It's the true devotion and love between Radha Krishna and a Bhakt. So we should remember these things on Holi and look forward to the day when we will get to play Holi with Radha Krishna. Bolo Shyama Shyam Ki, Holi ke Rasiya Ki, Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe.